Hello and welcome to another telehealth information video. My name is Garvin and today's video is on stem cell transplants. So a bone marrow transplant, also called a stem cell transplant, is a treatment for some types of cancer. For example, you might have one if you have leukemia, multiple myeloma or some types of lymphoma. Doctors also treat some blood disorders with stem cell transplants. So why are stem cell transplants important? A part of your bones called bone marrow makes blood cells. Marrow is the soft, spongy tissue inside bones. It contains cells called hematopoietic stem cells. These cells can turn into several types of other cells. And they can turn into more bone marrow cells, or they can turn into any type of blood cell. Certain cancers and other diseases keep hematopoietic stem cells from developing normally. If they are not normal, neither are the blood cells that they make. A stem cell transplant gives you new stem cells. The new stem cells can make new healthy blood cells. There are a few different types of stem cell transplants. Your doctor will recommend one type of transplant to you based on your condition and individual case. Types of stem cell transplants include autologous transplant, also known as auto transplant. In an auto transplant, you get your own stem cells after doctors treat the cancer. First, your healthcare team collects stem cells from your blood and freezes them. Next, you have powerful chemotherapy and radiation therapy. Then, your healthcare team thaws your frozen stem cells. They put them back into your blood through a tube in your vein. Next is allogenic transplantation, which is also called allo transplant. In an allo transplant, you get another person's stem cells. Umbilical cord blood transplant. This may be an option if you cannot find a donor match. Cancer centres around the world use cord blood, umbilical cord blood. Parent-child transplant and haplotype mismatched transplant. These types of transplants are being used more often. The match is 50% instead of near 100%. Your donor might be a parent, child, brother or sister. So what can you expect? Before being administered the stem cell transplant, you will undergo some tests and procedures to assess your health and status of your condition. After you complete your pre-transplant tests and procedures, you begin a process known as conditioning. During conditioning, you undergo chemotherapy and possibly radiation therapy in order to destroy cancer cells and suppress the immune system so that your body doesn't reject the transplanted stem cells. During the condition stage, you may experience some side effects such as nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and hair loss. You may be able to take medications or other measures to reduce such side effects. A stem cell transplant usually takes anywhere from 1 to 5 hours. The transplanted stem cells make their way to your bone marrow cavities, where they begin creating new bone marrow and stem cells. It can take a few weeks, though, for your blood counts to begin recovering. Just before the transplant, you may receive medications to reduce the side effects the preservatives can cause, such as nausea, fever, and chills. After your stem cell transplant, you may stay in the hospital until your blood counts recover, or you may return home but remain under close medical care. Some people who have inpatient transplants are able to leave the hospital within 3 to 5 weeks, but others may face much longer hospitalizations. Some transplant facilities require transplant recipients to remain nearby to allow close monitoring. In the days and weeks after your stem cell transplant, you may have many of the same kinds of tests and procedures to monitor your condition that you had before the transplant. You may also need supplemental nutrition to compensate for nausea and diarrhea. It usually takes about a year for your blood cells and immune system to recover to normal levels after a stem cell transplant. In general, recovery from a stem cell transplant that uses your own harvested stem cells is quicker than one that uses donor stem cells. That brings this video to an end. If you have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comments below or contact me through lynchespharmacy.com. Thank you for watching. Stay healthy and stay informed.